High above the mountains lived a shy cloud named Puff. He watched big clouds make thunder and lightning. "I could never do that," he sighed. One day, the sun said, "Puff, the garden below needs rain. Can you help?" "Me? I'm too small," Puff said nervously. "Please." The sun smiled. Puff floated down, took a deep breath, and let out a soft drizzle. Poppers perked up, trees smiled. "More, Puff," said the sun. He rained just enough to refresh the garden. Back home, the big clouds cheered, "Look who made rain today!" And Puff felt big for the very first time. The elf and Twinkle the kitten peered over the edge of Candy Canyon. "We've got to find the missing gumdrop crown," Twinkle meowed, "before King Caramel wakes up." Tinsel adjusted her peppermint-striped hat. "Let's rappel." They slid down licorice ropes, dodging cotton candy clouds and marshmallow boulders. Suddenly, a licorice snake hissed. "No one passes without a riddle." "We don't have time," Tinsel cried. But Twinkle purred, whispering the answer in its ear. The snake smiled and slithered aside. Deeper into the canyon they raced, until there it was. The gumdrop crown sat atop a chocolate stalagmite. Carefully, they lifted it, just as the sun rose. "Quick," Tinsel giggled. "Back to the castle." And as they placed the crown on the king's head, he stirred and smiled, none the wiser to their sugary adventure. Zeke never liked his backyard. "It's boring," he sighed. But one morning, he spotted a strange vine curling up the fence. It shimmered like soap bubbles. "Weird." He poked it, and pop! A giant bubble grew from the vine and swallowed him whole. Whoa! Zeke floated up, the bubble carrying him over rooftops. "Okay, this is not boring anymore," he laughed. Higher and higher they rose until a forest of bubbles appeared in the clouds, each filled with tiny creatures waving at him. "Welcome, Zeke," a voice boomed. "The bubble vine chose you to save us." "Save you?" Zeke blinked. But before he could ask more, the bubble began to wobble. "Hold on," the voice cried. "The bubble storm is coming!" And with a pop, Zeke's adventure was just beginning. Deep under Clover Hill, 3 bunnies, Nibbles, Thumper, and Tilly, peeked out of their burrow. "It's gone!" Tilly gasped. The moonstone, the glowing gem that lit their tunnels, had vanished. Without it, the warren would fall into darkness. "We must find it," said Nibbles, stuffing carrots into a satchel. Their journey began under starlight, hopping past sleepy owls and whispering winds. Suddenly, paw prints, big ones, led into the foggy woods. "Something took it," Thumper gulped. Bravely, they pressed on, their ears twitching at every crackle. At the heart of the woods stood a towering badger holding the moonstone. "I borrowed it for my sick cub," he rumbled. The bunnies huddled. "Maybe we can share it," Tilly offered. And as the moonstone's glow lit both burrows that night, the 3 brave bunnies learned that sometimes courage meant kindness too. Glimmerlocks wasn't like other unicorns. Her mane sparkled with tiny stars. "One day I'll fly to space," she dreamed. And one night, as she gazed at the moon, a spaceship crash-landed in the meadow. Out tumbled 3 fluffy pandas in silver suits. "We're lost," the biggest panda sniffled. "Can you help us get home?" Glimmerlocks stamped her hooves. "Hop on!" With a burst of magic, her horn glowed bright, and together they soared into the sky, weaving past comets and glowing moons. But then, a shadow loomed. "A space dragon!" gasped a panda. Glimmerlocks narrowed her eyes. "Hold tight." With a swish of her shining tail, she left a glitter trail so dazzling the dragon blinked in awe, giving them just enough time to zip away. "Thanks, Glimmerlocks." The pandas cheered as their home planet twinkled ahead. In the heart of Willow Jungle, fierce Roarclaw the tiger prowled, feared by all. But one day, something tiny landed on his nose. A bumblebee. "Shoo," he growled, crossing his eyes to see it. But the bee didn't buzz away. "I'm Buzzlin," it said, wings shimmering. "And you, sir, need my help." Roarclaw scoffed. "I'm the king of this jungle." But Buzzlin buzzed closer. "A storm's coming. A flood. And only I know the way to higher ground." Thunder rumbled in the distance. Roarclaw hesitated, then nodded. "Lead me." And so the mighty tiger followed the tiniest guide, weaving through secret tunnels and hidden paths as the skies darkened. Behind them, water rushed. Ahead, hope glimmered. "Why are you helping me?" Roarclaw finally asked. Buzzolene smiled. "Because even the strongest need a friend." Far beyond the hills stood the spiral tower, twisting high into the clouds. No one dared climb it, except Starzl. "Inside is a wish," she whispered, clutching her lantern. As she stepped inside, the staircase shimmered and shifted under her feet. "Choose wisely," a voice echoed. Every turn brought a door, one to treasure, one to adventure, one to answers. Starzl hesitated, then followed the faint sound of music. Up and up she climbed, until she reached a tiny window at the very top. There she found herself, playing a song on a golden flute. "The wish was always inside you," the voice smiled. Starzl laughed, feeling light as air. As she played, the tower's walls unfolded into bridges of light, leading to dreams she never dared imagine. Every fish in Coral Reef admired Bubbletail's shimmering, bubble-blowing tail. But Bubbletail didn't want to stay in the reef. "I want to explore beyond the kelp," she declared. So one morning, she swam past the coral towers, leaving a trail of glittering bubbles behind. "Careful," warned the seahorses, "beware the deep." But Bubbletail swam bravely on. Soon the water grew darker, then glowing eyes. "Who goes there?" rumbled a giant sea turtle. Bubbletail gulped. "I'm Bubbletail. I want to see the world," the turtle chuckled. "Then hop on, little explorer." Together they glided through underwater caves and shipwrecks, past glowing jellyfish and singing whales. "The world is big," Bubbletail whispered, "but not so scary when you've got friends." And her bubbles sparkled brighter than ever as they journeyed on.